It's 9 p.m. You finally sit down. Nothing to do, nowhere to be. And within 90 seconds, your chest tightens. A voice creeps in. You should be doing something. You glance at your phone, looking for a task, any task, just so the discomfort stops. You're not tired. You're not bored. You're guilty. Guilty for sitting still in your own home, on your own time, doing absolutely nothing wrong. And if you felt this, you already know the worst part. It's not the guilt itself. It's that you can't explain it to anyone. Because on paper, nothing is happening. You're just resting. So why does it feel like you're getting away with something? Here's what makes it worse. You watch other people rest, truly rest, lying on a couch, scrolling for hours, taking naps without a second thought. And they look fine, peaceful even. But when you try it, your skin starts to itch with restlessness within minutes. So you start asking the question that keeps you up at night. What is wrong with me? Nothing is wrong with you. But something happened to you, and by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what it is, and more importantly, how to finally sit still without your own mind turning against you. Psychologists have a name for this. It's called contingent self-worth. And it means your sense of value isn't something you simply have, it's something you have to keep earning, over and over, through what you produce. For most people, self-worth sits quietly in the background. For you, it's wired directly to your output. No task finished, no value. That's the equation your brain is silently running every single time you stop. This usually isn't something you chose. It's something you were trained into, often starting in childhood, in places where being busy got praise and being still got nothing. A finished homework assignment got a good job. Sitting quietly, just existing, got silence. Eventually, your brain stopped trusting stillness. It learned that stillness was invisible, and worse, that invisible meant worthless. So now, every time you try to rest, something switches on. Psychologists call it an internalized observer, an imaginary audience that critiques your every move, even when you're completely alone. No one is in the room. No one is watching. But your nervous system doesn't know that. It reacts as if someone is standing over your shoulder, arms crossed, waiting for you to justify yourself. Shouldn't you be working right now? Don't you have something unfinished? Is this really how you want to spend your time? These aren't your thoughts, not originally. They're borrowed. Someone, somewhere, planted them. And now they run on autopilot every time your body tries to slow down. Here's something that might sting a little. You don't actually see time the way most people do. To you, time is currency. Every minute is something to spend wisely, invest, multiply. And under that belief system, rest isn't recovery, it's a withdrawal, a loss. That's why doing nothing feels almost dangerous to you. Watching the clouds, sitting in silence,
These moments that should feel peaceful instead feel like alarms going off, because in your mind, unstructured time is wasted time. And wasted time means you're falling behind in a race nobody else can even see. Here's the cruel irony. Research on burnout shows the opposite is true. People who never let themselves rest don't get more done. They get less. Their focus collapses. Their bodies eventually force the rest they refuse to take, usually through exhaustion, illness, or burnout so severe they can't function at all. But here's the part almost nobody talks about. For a lot of people, staying busy was never really about productivity. It was about escape. When you're constantly doing something, there's no room left for your mind to wander somewhere uncomfortable. Unresolved feelings, old wounds, questions about your life you haven't had the courage to ask yourself yet. Busyness becomes armor. And the second you stop, that armor comes off, and everything you've been outrunning is suddenly standing right in front of you. That's the real reason rest feels threatening. It's not the stillness itself. It's what the stillness makes room for. And just when you think you understand it, social media makes it worse. You open your phone and everyone is building something, launching something, optimizing something. Meanwhile, you're sitting on your couch in pajamas, and suddenly that feels like failure. But you're not seeing the whole picture. You're comparing your full, exhausted reality to someone else's curated highlight reel. It's not even close to a fair comparison. And yet it quietly convinces you, every single day, that rest is something other people are allowed to have, and you're not. But here's where everything changes. Rest is not the opposite of productivity. It never was. Every system that performs well requires recovery. Without it, performance eventually breaks completely. So that guilt you've been carrying, it was never protecting your productivity. It was quietly destroying it, one exhausted day at a time. This isn't about forcing yourself to feel relaxed overnight. It's about finally asking where that voice came from. Was it ever really yours, or did you inherit it from a world that confused your worth with your output? If you're someone who can't rest without guilt, there's nothing wrong with you. Anything learned can be unlearned. You don't have to exhaust yourself first to deserve rest. Rest isn't something you take after life happens. Rest is what makes the rest of your life possible at all. So tonight, when that familiar tightness creeps into your chest, don't reach for your phone. Just pause and ask, what am I actually running from? Because maybe the goal was never to do more. Maybe it was always just this, to finally feel allowed to stop, to sit in your own home, on your own time, doing absolutely nothing, and for the first time, feel nothing wrong with that at all.